In this video, I'm going to share 9 epic shot ideas for cinematic video, creative camera movements and tips for better B-roll. What's up YouTube? Jockcraft here with another exciting tutorial. Now it's one thing to tell you how to move the camera for an epic shot, but in this video I'm also going to focus on the actual movement of the subject, as well as framing and lens choice. Something that a lot of channels seem to neglect, and this can often be the difference between good and amazing. Shot number 1, the hair flip. Here you need a model with long hair. With her back to you and her hair over the left shoulder, let her turn around in a left direction as she throws her hair around. You can make her look off camera or into the camera, depending on the vibe you want. But this is definitely the kind of shot you want to shoot in 60 frames per second or more. You'll notice that I often use different frame rates, all with creative intent. I made a detailed video about my approach to choosing the best frame rate for a specific shot. If you haven't seen it yet, you can watch it over here. Shot number 2, the telephoto tracker. Now it's one thing to track your subject with a gimbal, but putting on a zoom lens and shooting at the long end immediately makes a shot feel special. A long lens has a way of compressing your frame, making the background movement feel much more dynamic. All these shots were taken with the 70-200, but the magic again comes in how you balance your gimbal. Take your time and make sure you nail each axis, as you want the motors to work as little as possible. The rest is just about holding the gimbal still and moving at the same speed as your subject, or you can simply let the gimbal auto pan for you as you drive past a static subject. Shot number 3, the Parallax zoom. This effect was made popular by Steven Spielberg in the movie Jaws. It can be used to reveal more of the background or to bring a special emphasis to your subject. For this shot, I used a 24-70mm zoom lens, starting at 50mm, zooming out as I move forward. Notice how the camera movement only happens with my body as I keep my feet firm on the ground. If you try a shot like this by walking forward, it won't come out stable enough. Shot number 4, the Counterwrap. A standard wraparound involves going around a static subject with a gimbal. But if you want to make it even more interesting, let your subject move. Here the direction of the camera versus direction of the subject is key. In this case, the camera starts on one side and moves in the opposite direction, tracking the subject, and the magic here lies in the counter movement. Using a tighter focal length like a 50mm will compress the background more, creating a beautiful movement. Shot number 5, ease into frame. Such a simple shot, but a great way to introduce your character into a scene. You basically pan your subject into the frame where the next action is happening, like in this moment where the bicycle comes past. The initial movement is fast, but slows down as it eases into the final frame, but you can also stretch the movement a little further like here with the bicycle. Shot number 6, the GTA walk, aka the centered backtrack. Now it's one thing to walk backwards and keep your subject in the center, but ultimately what will make your shot great is the use of leading lines clearly seen in these examples. Just be careful when you walk backwards, as I always ask someone to guide me to make sure I don't fall over. Shot number 7, the point of view. Although point of view is nothing new, I rarely see the shot being utilized on cameras other than GoPro because of the misconception that you need an expensive helmet rig. All of these shots were done by just holding the camera up against my face and using one hand for interaction. Here you need a viewfinder, and the trick is to press the camera firmly against your face, creating an extra point of contact and letting your head guide the movement, giving a much more stable shot. You can also just put your arms around the neck of your subject if you need to show something with 2 hands, like what we did with these shots. Shot number 8, meet me halfway. The idea of this shot is to move with your subject into a common direction, basically meeting them halfway. In this scenario, it was a great way to focus on the branding of the jacket without making it too obvious. This shot can be done with a gimbal or handheld, depending on the vibe you want to go for. Shot number 9, synchronized movement. Again, this is not something you can always plan for, but definitely something to look out for. There's something amazing about synchronized movement, and I find myself constantly searching for an opportunity to capture a scene this way. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please be so kind to leave a like, and if you have any questions, drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.